Hello, welcome back. It's Jane here. Today I'm going to be talking to you about how my mom was able to get her tourist visa to UK for 6 months. It's a multi-entry visa, so I'm just going to talk you through how the process she's used this time. So my mom is 66 years old and she's retired. So she's been into UK a couple of times. I think it's about 5 or 6, so she does have a track record. But the general process is that you go onto their website. I'll put a link below, and then you enter your details. This is your name, date of birth, your address, and then you would then also need to enter the details of the person inviting you. So for my mom's case is going to be me, so she would put the same, my name, my details, relationship with her, and my address as well. And then she would need to input the travel details. So if she's coming here, she's coming in July, or she's coming to wherever she's coming. So she's going to say when she's coming in, how long she's staying for, and when she expects to leave. So those are the details she needs to enter on the website. She will also need to upload documents. So this will be bank statement from me and from her. She'll also need to upload the invitation letter I sent her. I usually send it by post. And then she will also need to upload the proof of a reason to return to Kenya. So this for her would be she's retired, so she would put a property document or something like that. That's what she uses anyway. And then after she's uploaded all that, then she will check all the details are fine, and then she will pay. This time around, she paid around 19,000 for the 6 months tourist visa. And once she's paid, she'll then submit the form, and then it goes over to them, and then she'll get an invitation, which is an email. Then it gives her slots, so she needs to pick a slot for when she wants to do her interview. So you cannot get that without having not paid. You need to pay for you to be able to access the slots. And then there's a 2-week window when she can pick the slots of when she wants to have the interview. She'll pick that whichever day suits her best, and then she'll go to the British High Commission. I believe it's still in Upper Hill. I don't know. And then on the day, she needs to pay 4,000 shillings to upload the document, because all the documents she'll take will be uploaded on this system, and she'll actually take the hard copies home. So this is going to be exactly the same the document she uploaded. So she'll upload the bank details, proof of returning to Kenya, and the invitation. And then they will also take her biometric data, that is her fingerprints, the picture, her facial recognition, and then they'll check her passport. They will actually keep the passport with them. And yeah, so that's the end of that process. Then when she's finished that process, she's gonna receive an email to say she's lodged the application. And then she waited for 3 weeks, and exactly 3 weeks she got an email saying a decision has been reached. And then an hour later she got an email telling her she can go collect her passport. So they don't tell you what decision has been reached, they just say a decision has been reached. And then from that point, she's got 28 days to return to the High Commission to pick up her passport with a visa, and then she's free to travel. So one of the things I noted is, because I asked her to come in July when my son is on school holidays, and she was applying late May. Actually, she received her passport when she had 10 days before the visa was due to start. So it's quite important to be specific on the actual date you want them to travel, if that's important. If it's for, like, I don't know, a wedding or graduation, you need to be specific. But English schools close mid to late July, so getting her date was the last week of June, so it was fine for me. So, and that's the whole process. Go get your passport and then wait for your date to be able to travel. So some of the details I've noticed over time worked for my mom is that she's never been denied visa, and when she first came in, she didn't come with my bank statement. She was helped by my uncle, who had quite a bit of money, and she was able to do that. But it's very critical that the person who is coming over does not overstay, because once they overstay, it doesn't matter how much money you have, you will always have problems. My mom has never overstayed. She always gets the 6 month visa, and sometimes she only comes for 2 weeks. So it is important they don't overstay. It's good to read what the visa says. The other thing is the invitation is quite, I find it's like being, some things you need to be specific, but other things you need to acknowledge. We live in a world where we are very connected, so WhatsApp. So I will have told her. So we need to acknowledge like these things like WhatsApp, and just go like as discuss on the phone. Here's the invitation just to help you with your visa application. Don't try that. I don't try put it like this is the first time I'm inviting you. This is the first. We've had conversation about it, and I'll also include my shopping list on there. So I keep it just to the same line, and also just go like the arrangements are the same, where you're going to be sleeping and stuff like that. I need to include a bank statement, and for the last, I would say 8 years, I've used the same exact bank statement. And this time around, I actually did not get it rubber stamps by the bank or anything. I was like, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If it's important, the Home Office will phone the bank. I'm sure they can do that if it's important. So, and I kind of use my help to buy a bank account, which has no withdrawals. So, it's literally less than half a page of the whole year for me to send it to them. And I think because I've used the same bank statement over the years, maybe it worked for me, maybe it's not that, I don't know. But for the actual amount of money you need, I don't know. I would say my bank has, I don't want to say how much, but I would say it's at least £5,000 in there. So I don't know how much you actually need to have in your bank account to be able to sponsor somebody to come visit you. The other important thing is the mere fact on her side, she needs to have a reason to return. She's retired, which means you can also have a job to go back to. So she currently uses her property as a reason why she's gonna go back, and that seems to work. The other thing is the track record worked for her. She's never overstayed, as I said, and she's never had any issues. She's never been stopped in the airport or searched for anything. Never, nothing of that. She literally comes through very easily, and she always returns on time. So at the point where we're getting the visa, we haven't got we have not bought a ticket for her, and that has never been an issue at all. So yeah, I think her track record is very important for getting her visa, as straightforward as she seems to get it. And so yeah, that's how my mum is able to get her tourist visa to come to UK for 6 months. It's multi-entry, and it's valid for 1 year, but she can only stay here for 6 months. The other thing I've noticed is to do with flights. So we buy the flights from here, and my mom, as I said, she's 66, so sometimes it doesn't always work out to get the cheapest flight for her, because I need for her to be able to travel safely. So she's very comfortable with the Emirates, Doha. I'm not sure about Etihad, but sometimes Air France might be cheaper, but if sometimes they're going through Amsterdam, I know they speak English there, but I don't feel as comfortable asking my 66-year-old mum to go to an airport where she's never been before. For the sake of £100 extra, I might as well get her a flight to Doha or Emirates to get here. The other airline she's used before is British Airways, and her only complaint is because we live in Greater Manchester, she has to fly to London, and then from London to Nairobi. Her only complaint was the second leg of the journey was too long. She likes to have a stop in between, so that is something I have to consider for her as well. And so yeah, that's the process of my mom getting a tourist visa to UK. She's, as I say, she's been here a couple of times. She's never had any issues. The only thing I've noticed is buying flights from Kenya is so expensive, whilst buying them from here, it's way much cheaper. And it's also cheaper to get them during the week than to buy the same flight or book them over the weekend. So if I'm booking a flight, I will do it on a Wednesday night as opposed to trying searching for a flight on a Saturday night. That's just how the websites work. But it doesn't really matter when my mum is actually flying, we've noticed. So yeah, so that's my information about getting a tourist visa to the UK from Kenya.